It has been such a genuine pleasure to collaborate with composer TJ Cole, who I would love to welcome to the stage to say a few words about the project that we've been working on together for now the past, honestly, 7 months at this point, which we are very, very excited to present tonight. So, welcoming TJ Cole.
I didn't even get the memo that Calliope was going to be wearing these beautifully gay silken scarves, but I feel very lucky that I decided to choose this shirt today. So. Yay, gay! I'm TJ. I'm the composer of the piece that you're about to hear, Those Moments. My pronouns are they, them. Those Moments is a multi-movement work that explores how gender affects us in daily life. And this piece explores that both through sung choral music, but also through recorded audio stories from members of Calliope. So just this past March, I visited here. I live in Louisville, Kentucky right now, but I got to come and visit and record interviews with members of Calliope, sharing their own personal experiences and stories around gender. I got to work with the very lovely Marcelina Chavez-Penner, who is, yes, she is a member of Calliope and is also a trained therapist and moderated all of the interviews. So she really did the heavy lifting, was there sitting having conversations with members of Calliope while I sat there and hit record. Yes. I won't say too much more about the piece. You can use the QR code on your program to find out more about the history of this piece and to also read along with the lyrics. I don't want to talk too much, but I do want to quickly just give a thank you to the sort of broader Twin Cities community. Since we've been putting this project together, and especially in the last few months, I know how much the occupation has affected the city, and I feel that very deeply in visiting and being with you all. And even in the midst of that, everybody has been so incredibly generous and welcoming and warm towards me during my visits, and I feel deeply grateful and moved by this community, so thank you. Okay, it takes a village to put on a collaboration like this, so I have a few people I want to thank. First, I need to give a huge thank you to Klo Garoute, who, yes. She has not only been leading rehearsals and conducting the music, but has also, I think we've been talking for about a year, like 7 months to a year. She's been doing a ton of administrative and emotional work behind the scenes on this piece, and it would not exist, it would not have happened without her. So huge thank you to Klo. Huge thank you to Mindy Eschedor. I hope I said that correctly. Mindy on piano. Thank you to Marcelina Chavez-Penner for moderating all of the interviews. Thank you to Abe, Thank you to Abe Rubino, who co-wrote the libretto. Thank you to the American Composers Forum administrative team and the McKnight Foundation, who provided a lot of support and funding for this project. Thank you to the audio techs for helping us run sound smoothly. And last but not least, thank you so much to Calliope. I really do believe that when people find ways to safely sort of express emotional vulnerability and share with each other, it invites more empathy for different kinds of perspectives and experiences, and I'm so moved by their stories. I can't wait for you to hear them, and I really am grateful that I've gotten to do this project with them. Okay, thank you.
even though I was given woman and decided to take it, sometimes I don't grab it that day. Sometimes I just exist and I am me.
But my first semester, I definitely struggled telling people I was in Calliope's women's chorus, because it was right around the time that I was coming out as myself as being non-binary. But it's actually been a super great healing environment in that Calliope was like the first community that I used they, them pronouns with.
People look at me and they love to throw a they, them on me, which is, like, as a stranger, totally fine. I'd rather them default to that than try and assume or something. But like, somebody even who I knew, like a friend or whatever, would like be in a circle of people and I would be the only one who got asked for my pronouns, right? Like, they are clocking me as like, oh, you probably have something going on here with gender.
Gender for me is more than anything a social performance. And I guess the performance that I saw my dad putting on, or men in general with their clean lines and strong figure, was very appealing.
I often think about how race and social class and gender can't be separated. You know, white bourgeoisie society gets womanhood, for example, right? They get the divine feminine, right? And then women of color get to be savages, right, and beasts.
Especially in classical music, am the only person of color. Very often I am the only person who is trans, and sometimes I am the only person who is a woman, and I am almost always the only person who is Black trans woman. And I was feeling at the time almost desperate for the opportunity to exist outside of being that token minority to people.
I don't know why I'm trans. I didn't choose it. It's just something that I came to realize was my life was better for acknowledging it. And I just try to help people. Educate's probably not the right word, but to become more comfortable with trans folks and to understand that they may not understand everything, but that's okay. We're no more or less crazy than anyone else.
Growing up, like with two moms in a really queer community, like a lot of my visuals of femininity were really high femmes, butch women, non-binary women, and trans women. And so that definitely gave me like different ideas of femininity. I also grew up in a refugee camp, and so it was a lot of cultural diversity in the beauty that I saw too. And so understanding what was a societal expectation of beauty took a long time for me. I don't believe that the binary gender that we exist in right now is the world that my ancestors really lived in. I don't think indigenous communities, I don't think indigenous Latinx societies had binary gender until European colonialism, because I really do feel that this gender identity is in a way a remembering of a time before.
Hearts
cut my hair pretty short, like my early year of college. And I remember trying on like different hats and like more baggy clothes in the bathroom at that time, and just more of, oh, like, let's see how this looks. And like I was just felt more like dress up than anything.
I cut off all my hair, and I hated it. And when I was growing it out, there was like one day that it finally like got past my shoulders, and I just happened to notice it, and I was like, oh my God, I'm so beautiful. Look how pretty I am. Oh my God, my hair is so pretty. And it was like this moment of like, I think it was the agency, right? Like the choice.
When I was a kid, when I was like 7, I was the only girl in my whole family. My family was a really big sports family, and one of the sports was swimming, and all of the boys got to shave their heads before the big championship like swim meets, and I didn't get to. I had to wear a swim cap, and I don't know if you have put a swim cap on before. It sucks. All of the boys were like sitting in their chairs, and my grandpa had the razors out, like the electric, whatever the clippers, and was shaving their heads. And everybody was like, oh, they're so handsome with their bald heads. And I ran inside and found a little like Bic razor and started shaving my head. And I had seen The Prince of Egypt, where there's like a little boy in it whose head is mostly shaved, but he has one tiny little ponytail off the side of his head. And I was like, I'll just do that so I can still braid. I can still have something that I can braid sometimes. And so I had started, and my grandma knew I was up to something and came in and was like, what are you doing? But fast forward, like 15 years later, I finally came out as queer. I was finally an adult, and I decided to get my big gay haircut. At the time, I wasn't really thinking about this little 7-year-old version of myself, but my big gay haircut, I shaved almost all of my hair off, except for just the very top of my hair, so I could leave that part down if I wanted to, and it looked like I had a full head of hair, or I could pull it up, and then it showed that I had everything shaved off. But it was kind of what I was going for when I was 7, and I kept that hairstyle for a decade. So, yeah, little gay me at 7 years old knew what I would want when I was 27.
Expressing myself, I can show
thought, you know, maybe I should really dig into this a little more. Maybe I should really explore my gender and make sure, do I like what I'm doing? Is this really where I'm at?
In high school, I would watch YouTube vlogs from trans guys, and I would wonder, what could that be like? And inevitably, the fear would sink in. Now turn the video off.
I began my obvious gender exploration when I was almost 50 years old. In looking back over my life, I realized there were so many times when the transgender part of me was trying to make itself known. I was an adolescent when I first got the desire to wear my mom's clothes, as it turned out. I was home alone one night and this idea just dropped full on into my head to do this again. And I thought I was probably the only person, the only boy in the world that was having these thoughts or these feelings, and these, you know, they were nothing but wrong. As I got older, it was still something that needed to be kept a huge secret. It was shameful. There was something wrong with me for having these thoughts and these desires. They never went away. And I finally got to the point, as I said, just shy of 50, where I realized that I needed to finally, with a therapist, pull this string. I go and I sit down in the therapist's office and I'm thinking to myself, am I finally going to say this out loud? Am I finally going to say this out loud? Am I going to finally say these things out loud to another person? And this is why you're here, do it. And so I finally say to her, I like to wear women's clothing. And she said, so? And I looked at her and she said it again, so? And in that moment, all this shame and guilt that I had built up in my head about this was like, maybe I'm not this monster that I had thought I was or had built up in my head.
yeah, I feel like an interesting push from both sides, right? So like more sort of socially conservative folks are trying to like push me to be more girly, and folks that are not that are pushing me to identify in a way that makes sense to them.
The one old identity of mine that does not feel dysphoric is thinking of myself as dad. If someone uses the wrong pronouns, it makes me angry. If someone dead names me, but when I think of myself as being dad to my 2 daughters, that doesn't feel dysphoric. It's interesting.
I may not identify with being a woman, but I very much identify with being a sister and a daughter. I haven't quite parsed out how that connects with my current gender identity. Part of the difficulty is that I feel a great affinity and connection to like women at large in a way I do not feel with men, and the fear that by changing myself externally, that would change the relationship that I have with women and women have with me. What if I looked into hormones? What if I looked into top surgery? It's kind of difficult to parse out wanting to be seen as masculine, but not wanting to be seen as a man. A moment where that feeling would come up a lot is, I have 4 sisters. We're all very close. In the ones that have gotten married, we've all been each other's bridesmaids. And I don't think that their love for me would change, but the dynamic would. Even if they think it wouldn't, maybe I'm just assuming out of fear, but I would never want that connection to be severed.
was a part of me that was very aggressively like yelling out to be heard, you know, being a girl in Texas in the 90s who, you know, my mom wouldn't buy me the boys' shoes. I need to be like acknowledged and listened to, and like I need somebody to be the adult that I needed at that time.
I found my gender identity through raising my child. I had read somewhere for child development, you can corroborate or not, I read that like between ages 2 and 6, children develop their gender identity. And I really wanted to create space for my child to have freedom to explore and to come to me with whatever that meant to them. We were reading, I think the book is called I Am Jazz. It's like a children's picture book. And I was reading it to my like 3 or 4-year-old, and there was part when like Jazz wrote that when other people thought she was a boy, or when she said she was a boy, it felt like telling a lie. I'm getting emotional, sorry. But then I realized that's what I felt. Every time someone thought I was a woman, it felt like I was telling a lie. And I hadn't even questioned my gender ever until that point, until the children's book and reading a picture book. But it really made a difference to me. It just put it in words. I knew about dysphoria. I knew trans people, I knew non-binary people, I like knew all that, but I had not, I think, ever like even thought to question myself. And my child they identify as multi-gender and all gender, and they just like really did have a fun time expressing themselves in those ages, and still now, I would say. And but that ended up being something we got to do kind of together. It's pretty great.
About 10 years ago, started working with trans patients and doing gender-affirming care. Part of it was really just supporting my partner and his coming out, because my partner was coming out and starting to socially transition. And I've had a lot of patients tell me that starting hormone therapy is the best thing that's ever happened to them. And that's really been, I'd say, probably one of the most rewarding parts of my career in medicine. We did have one of our residents actually complain about the rainbow badges, though. They're like, oh, you shouldn't be wearing those badges, that's too political. It's like, if you think that creating a welcoming environment for our patients is political, you need to re-examine your politics.
I did sort of have this fresh start scenario after I transitioned during the pandemic. I also changed my circumstances quite a bit because I moved across the country at the end of that time, and I started a graduate program where everyone I was interacting with didn't really know anything about me. I remember coming out to someone that was in my cohort months after we began that program, and one of the first things that she said was in praise of how I wasn't, this is almost a direct quote, that I wasn't one of the queer people who was so loud about it, that I wasn't somebody who didn't talk about anything else, and that it was my whole identity. And it was so good and professional and honorable of me, essentially, to keep quiet about my identity. And it was in that moment especially that I was like, who am I doing this for? For the people that are glad that I'm keeping quiet? Why would I ever be scared of what they think? And why would I ever want them to have the space that I am not affording myself? And I don't think I have ever looked back.
be strong. And I think that's emotionally, physically, mentally, to be strong for myself, for other people, for community, to be strong.
Being trans has made my life tremendously more difficult, but it's also made my life so much better for being my true self.
I want people to feel that they are worth the energy it takes to inspect those things in life that are making somebody feel stuck. Gender affects so many parts of our daily lives and so many of our interactions and so many facets of society. And really like seeing those moments. Sometimes those moments are in ways infuriating and sometimes feel dangerous, but I love gender. I love the experience, and as hard as it has been, I am so grateful to have such an intricate relationship with this thing that feels so core to myself in the way that I move through the world.